Hello, welcome to day 2, so December 2nd of our Advent Calendar Yoga. So what we're going to look at today is a Mudra practice. So mudras are positions that we take with our hands, and similar to what we were looking at yesterday with the pranayama practice, it's about redirecting energy through the body to bring about a sense of balance and a sense of healing. So every finger in each hand connects with different elements in the body and different energy channels as well. So as we place the fingers and the hands in different positions, we can start to manipulate the energy flow through the body and use that to start to readdress imbalances and blockages. So some of the mudras will help us with physical ailments. Some of them are going to help us bring about certain effects within the mind. So what we're going to look at today is a mudra for the heart chakra, and it's called Lotus Mudra or Padma Mudra in Sanskrit. The idea with this mudra is it helps us to redirect prana, life force energy, back into our heart. So this is really important this time of year because this part of ourself really gets a bit of a beating at this time of year. So there's a few reasons for that. So one, it's a very giving time of year. We're trying to see as many people as possible. There's lots of staff parties, lots of family dues, lots of socialising. It can be a difficult time of year. You know, people who have lost loved ones at this time of year, it's not always a happy and joyful occasion. Sometimes it's the absolute opposite. It can be quite a time of sorrow and grief. So that might be a play as well. It might be a combination. It might be that we look forward to seeing our family members, but we're reminded of the ones that are no longer with us. So that's a big part of what's happening in the heart space at this time of year. We also have, from a physical point of view, it's cold, and we spend a lot of time bracing ourselves against the cold weather. So this whole part physically of the body gets very restrictive, and it's actually hard to take nice deep breaths. And then the other thing that happens at this time of year is we've got to deal with busyness and the hecticness of Christmas shopping, and there just being more people on the roads, traffic jams, queues, and then just a whole bunch of stuff that just doesn't really go according to plan. So me and my friend had to just bail from Christmas markets the other day because we just can't handle the sheer amount of people. And I think it had taken her about an hour just to get to the place itself, which is actually only a 15-minute drive away. So we ended up having to go in and bunker down somewhere and have a cup of tea. And I really thought about that in the lead up to this Advent Calendar Yoga, and I just thought that's really it, isn't it? It's very difficult to manage just being out in that sheer volume of people. And not everybody behaves the best in that busyness. When people are trying to get their Christmas shopping done, people can be a little bit rude, a little bit abrupt, and that's all going into that heart chakra as well. So the concept with this mudra, the lotus flower, we use this a lot, symbology a lot in yoga and Buddhism as well, is this idea that the lotus flower, which is beautiful, beautiful, pure looking flower, actually grows from the mud. So in terms of Buddhist philosophy, this idea that we have, minds at the moment that aren't completely pure. We live in an impure world, but through the practice of training the mind, changing the mind, we can end up with this beautifully pure mind. And in terms of this mudra practice, what we're really looking at is this idea, yes, the world is busy, yes, the world is imperfect, people can be rude, people can be aggressive, but it doesn't need to change our heart, so we don't need to lose our sense of goodwill, our sense of loving kindness towards each other. So that's really what can happen very, very quickly this time of year. We start to harden our hearts, and we start to kind of go into a little bit of a heart space shutdown. So with this mudra, as I said, we're redirecting prana into the heart space. We're rebalancing that energy point. And we're also reminding ourselves to stay true to our good heart. Just because the rest of the world might have gone a little bit bonkers, just because the people around us, are not handling themselves so well, doesn't mean that we have to join in with that. Okay, so the lotus really represents being in this world, but not of this world. So being able to be in the surroundings that are difficult and challenging, but not having to subscribe to the same delusions, the same negative states of mind that are appearing around us. And it's that big quote that we see all the time, isn't it? Be the change that you want to see in the world. So as you're looking around, and I know it's disheartening, people being, rude and selfish, and, the sense of consumerism and greed at this time of year, it's easy to feel really got down by that. Whereas instead we can think, well, I'm going to be different. I'm going to keep my good heart. I'm going to try and be that change. And then we set that example to the people around us. Okay, so we'll start. So again, as yesterday, please find a way to sit that is comfortable for you. And we're going to start. So the mudra actually has two aspects to it. So the first aspect is the lotus flower when it's closed. So you're going to bring the palms of your hands together and then allow every fingertip to touch the other fingertip. So it actually looks like a flower that's closed. So it's a little bit similar to Anjali Mudra in the fact that we want to connect with the sternum, with the heart space. So try and press your thumbs into the sternum. But instead of Anjali Mudra where the palms are flat, we're cupping the hands and we're pressing the fingertips together. So to begin with, we're just going to hold this mudra. So I want you to tip your forehead towards your fingertips, gently close your eyes and just breathe into your heart. And see if you can get a sense of how your heart is actually feeling at the moment, and if any of those things that I've just spoken about resonate with you. So that sense of hardening of the heart. Whether this time of year brings up emotions of the past. Noticing if the heart space just feels tired and like it's just had enough. And if we feel depleted, if we've been giving so much of our time and so much of ourselves to others that we feel like we really don't have much left, not much fuel left in the tank. So thinking about those things and then acknowledging that we're going to use this mudra, Padma Mudra, to redirect life force energy back into our heart, to re-energize ourselves, rejuvenate, rebalance, and also get back to that sense of a good heart, having enough energy left for goodwill. So from this position, we begin to open up the hands like a flower in bloom. So try and keep the heels of your hands together. Try and keep the outside edge of your little finger and outside edge of your thumbs pressed together. And then you begin to release the fingers. Try and keep your hands as close in towards the heart space as possible. And I just want you to breathe nice and deeply. Breathe into your heart. And see if you can get a sense of that energy pouring into your heart chakra. Try and take some really slow and deep mindful breaths. Breathe again to the heart. Try and keep pressing little fingers together, thumbs together. See if you can relax your shoulders, relax through your face. So just feeling yourself beginning to melt as you start to get this new energy pouring into your heart, revitalizing you. And then we'll slowly start to draw the palms together now into the Anjali Mudra. So flats of the palms together, pressing the backs of the thumbs into the sternum. Tipping the forehead even more towards the fingertips. And just breathing. Again, connecting with your heart. Maybe just giving yourself a little promise here that over the next few weeks you can try and make time to give back to your heart space. Okay, so all sorts of things can happen if we get depleted in the heart chakra. Okay, so we can begin to feel that sense of burnout. You can have problems with the chest, with being able to breathe. So really make sure, and I'm hoping that this challenge or this Advent calendar yoga really helps us all to do that. Just taking 5-10 minutes every day for self-care. So take a big breath in. Big sigh out the mouth. And as we did yesterday, let's rub the palms of the hands together, generating that heat. And then placing the palms over the eyes, allowing that heat to be absorbed into the eyes. And then begin to let your hands and arms fall down towards the legs. And then slowly start to open the eyes. So there we go. So that is our day 2. And I will look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for day 3, December 3rd. Okay, stay calm, keep your good heart, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Namaste.